Okay, today I'm going to start by showing you how to do a magic circle. I start by taking the yarn, wrapping it around my fingers like this, and making an X. See that? On my fingers. Then I'm going to take my hook, go in under the first piece, up, grab it, pull it through, twist, and then I'm going to pick up that piece that I'm attached to here, and I'm going to pull it through that loop I created. This is my starting point. From here, we're going to just single crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're working over this tail and this just by holding them together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more, 5, come on, behave, nope, 6. Okay, so that is how you start your magic circle. Then you're going to take this loose tail here and you're going to pull it. We're not going to tighten it all the way quite yet, just enough to kind of get them closer together. Okay, so the first one that we're going to start with is not this little extra piece right here, but this first V. You can insert your hook in there, come on, so that it has both sides on like that. Then you're going to take your working yarn, ignoring the tail, and you're going to pull it through once and then again, and that's how you do a single crochet. And we're going to do that twice in the same stitch, and that's how you increase. So we're going to increase all the way around, a total of 6 times, so that we have 12 stitches that we're working with. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we're going to put our stitch marker in. And I'm a little lazy and I'm always losing things, so I like to just use, a scrap piece of yarn for my stitch marker. So just put it in there, kind of tuck it in. That'll mark the beginning of our row. For the next row, you're going to single crochet 1 and then increase into the next stitch, which means you put 2 single crochets and 1 stitch. And you're going to do that all the way around. And now is the time that you can finish tightening that magic circle all the way up. Give it a good pull. You don't want to break the yarn, but you don't want there to be any gaps in that hole. I need to tighten it a little bit more. Sometimes it's about the angle. There we go. Then you're going to single crochet, increase all the way around. Okay, so we did all of our increase rounds and our single crochet rounds, and now we're ready to decrease. So how you decrease is a little bit different from increasing. What I do here is called a invisible decrease, and for that we only work in the front loops of the yarn. So you're going to pick up the front loop of the first stitch and then keep going and pick up the front loop of the second stitch, and then you're going to take the yarn and pull it through both of those and then pull it through all the way. So pick up the first one second one, pull through both, pull through both. Just working in the front. And this is called an invisible decrease. You can do that all the way around this row. So we worked that decrease round, and now we're ready to change colors. So to get the cleanest look for your color change, we're actually going to start in the round before. And we're going to be right before the final step where you pull the last loop through. So you're gonna be right before that. So you have two loops on your yarn like that. And instead of pulling through that final part with your head color, you're gonna grab your outfit color. And you're gonna make a little loop like that. And you're gonna grab it with your hook and you're gonna pull through, okay? Then to secure that color, you're gonna grab the body yarn and tighten it here. Go ahead and move your stitch marker. Okay. It looks a little complicated, but stick with me. We're gonna find that first stitch of the new round, and we're going to stick the hook in, holding on to the tail here and the made body color. We can go ahead and cut that, but holding on to both of those tails, you're going to work over them for a few rounds to just kind of secure them in. So for this one, just single crochet. Okay, so now you're just going to give it a little tighten here and a little tighten here, and keep working over both of those colors. So find your next stitch, put your hook in, lay those two over, grab your color, just work over them for a few rounds, not a few rounds, a few stitches to secure them. And then just kind of tuck them into the body and finish working your way around the head. Okay, so we changed the color and we did our increase rows, and then we did just the single crochet rows for 8 rows, and the head is stuffed. And now we're going to do back loop only, single crochet, 2 single crochets and a decrease. So for back loop only, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to work just in the back loop. 1, 2. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit trickier with the single crochet. This is where it gets a little bit trickier with the decrease in the back loop only. For this decrease, I'm going to do it a little bit different than the invisible decrease. I'm going to go through the back loop, pull through the yarn as if I was going to do a single crochet, and then I'm going to do it again for the second one. So I actually have 3 loops on my yarn. I'm going to bring it through all 3. And then single crochet 2. And then 1, 2, for a total of 3 loops. And then pull that through, just like that. We'll do that all the way around. And then for the other decreases, you're just going to do the normal invisible decrease. Okay, so you finished doing all your decreases, and now we're ready to sew it up and do the indent. I left about a 15-inch tail. So to close this up, you're going to just start by picking up these the front loops of the last 6 stitches all the way around. Got a little tug. Okay. So, got that going for you. All right, now we're going to indent it. And so we're going to put it through the bottom here, up, and we are going to find the color change we did, which is this round right here. And that's what we're going to be aiming for. So we're going to go back through the very middle of the magic circle, up to that color change. There we go. Poke your needle through there, push it, pull it through. And you're going to want it to be tight because we're looking to make that indent on the bottom like that. All right, now we're just going to go down 1 round, tuck it back in, and go back to the bottom. And we're not going for the middle this time. We're just going to go off to the side a little bit. Tuck it in, pull it through, tighten, tuck it back. All right, so we hit this part here first. So now we're going to rotate it a little bit to get the other side. Whoops. And you're going to come back up to that round right by the color change. 1 round down, poke it back through. Little to the side of the magic circle. Well, I guess that's not a magic circle. The last few stitches you did. Back through. One more time, we've done it here where the indent is, here where this indent is. So we want to go kind of in the middle between the two. Right about there. Down around. And pull that. Test it out. She stands. Okay, so now we have all of this extra yarn, which is okay. We're going to go back through again, poking it randomly out through the body. Whoops. It's okay. Let's try that again. All right, going to go back in, poke randomly out through the body, pull it tight. All right, now you're going to pull it tight and kind of press down on the body. Get your scissors, don't cut your work. Trim it off, and then hide that end inside the body. There you go. Okay, next is the headpiece. Now, Mary's headpiece is this dark red that doesn't really show up well on camera, so I'm going to show you how to do it with Joseph's headpiece. So just like the heads, you do a magic circle, increase rounds. You just have an extra increase round and then a round of single crochet around. So we just finished the round of single crochet around, and we've come to the end of that round. And now we're going to chain 1, just like that, and then you're going to turn your piece so that you get to see this lovely side. You're going to skip this first chain that's on your hook and go into this second one right here. And then for Mary's headpiece, you single crochet 22. For Joseph's, it's 23. Okay, we single crochet 23 around, and so we're going to leave these 7 stitches unworked. And you're going to chain 1, turn, skip the first stitch in your hook, and do it again. Once you finish your headpiece, you're ready to work in the accent yarn. To do that, you're going to put your hook in the corner there, make a little loop with your yarn. Use the working yarn here, not the tail, to make the first stitch. And you're going to just single crochet, holding that tail along so kind of get works in as you go, as you just single crochet along. And then you'll single crochet all along here, getting the corner here, all along till you end here, and then just cut your yarn and tuck that tail back in to where you worked. Once you've gone all the way around, use the same red that you made the headpiece with and just attach that red with a darning needle and just go in and out the top of the head to attach the headpiece to the head. Don't want to pull it too tightly because then it'll kind of indent, but just enough to kind of attach it along the head. Oops. And then hide both ends inside of the head. So we finished the main part of the headpiece, and I want to show you guys how to work in the ends. So you're going to take it, and we're going to not put it back into what we just did, but we're going to skip over and work it in to the top here, the side stitch. Pull it up through. And then we're going to just put it in this row right here. So inserting it in the side, work your needle back and forth. Oops. A few stitches, that should be enough. So it's in those stitches. You shouldn't be able to see your needle from either side. Then you're going to pull through. We're gonna tighten it, cut it, don't cut your work. And there you go. Got some scrap yarn. So now we're going to add the accent color to the headpiece. You're going to start at the back of the headpiece, working in between rounds 4 and 5. So count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a hook in right there. You're going to create a little loop like this, attach it, pull it through. Make sure you get all of the yarn. Then go back in and grab the working yarn, not the tail end, and pull the working yarn through. And you're going to pull it all the way through the hook, not the hook. You're going to pull it all the way through the loop on your hook. Just like that. I often split my yarn when I do it, so watch out for that. So you're going to work in between rounds 4 and 5 until you get to about here. Okay, so now that we're here, we're actually going to jump over from in between this round to in between this round over here, because the rounds work in spirals, so if we got all the way around, it would not actually end up together. So we're just going to hop over to this round right here to finish going around the head. And then we're going to go into that same hole that we started in. Okay, and now you're going to take it and you're going to pull through. You want quite a bit of a tail, because you're going to use this tail here to sew the hat onto, well, the headpiece onto the head. So just putting this in your darning needle, you'll just go into this stitch, into the head, push it back up into another stitch, and down, up through another stitch, whoops, another blue stitch, etc. all the way around on the head, and that will attach the headpiece to the head. Next, I want to show you how to make the manger, but it's a little hard to see it in this color, so I think that I'm going to show you using this green color. So to start, you're going to make a slip knot. Then you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you chained 6, and now we're going to start working, but we're going to skip the first stitch here and work into the second stitch, and we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, into the same stitch, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 along the chain. Then we're going to increase twice. 1, 2 in the same stitch. That's our first increase. And now we're going to turn the chain and work on the other side of it with our next increase. Come on. It's kind of hard to pick up the first loop. At least it is for me on this side. There we go. 1. We're increasing, so we're going to go in again. 2. Okay, we did the increase, and now we're going to single crochet 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to increase in this last stitch right here. 1, 2, and this marks the beginning of your new round. So go ahead and place your stitch marker right there and start into the next one. Round 2 is increase 2 times. So you increase in this stitch, 1, 2, and then you increase in the next stitch. And just keep following the instructions.